Hello and good morning, LinkedIn Connections. Cian here from McCarty Analytics. Welcome back to another video in our series on data-driven decision making. In our previous video, we loaded data into Power BI and transformed some of it, cleaning noisy values and just making sure all of our data types were correct. Today is going to be all about navigating through some of Power BI's features and then building some very basic visuals. When we look at our screen, we can see on our left-hand side we've got a couple of different options. We've got a data model, DAX view, and we've got a table view. Today we're going to click through to our table view and we're going to be able to see all of our information that was in the Excel file that we loaded in the last video. In this case, we can just have a look through. We can filter our date if we feel like it. We can sort by ascending, descending. Here we're actually looking at an issue that we're going to address in a later video, some further data cleaning, but this is just to illustrate the functionality of Power BI. So if we want to just look at one salesperson, we can do that. If we want to deselect some of them, we can do that as well. So we'll just have a look at John's sales and it's going to filter for us and only show us John. Now, different to the Power Query editor, any changes you make here won't affect your data set because this is just the table view in Power BI. This won't make any changes to your data set. So we're going to clear our filter and we're going to navigate back to our report view. Now that we're back in the report view of Power BI, we're going to build our very first visual. My personal approach is to always visualize some KPIs to get a feel for the data, see if things make sense. We'll go through that in later videos where you're validating information and cleaning data. But for the moment, we're going to start with a very basic visual. It's the card visual. If you see over here your visualizations pane, you can see that there's a whole lot of visualizations, but today we're going to work on the card visual. So all we do is navigate here, click the card, and it'll appear on our report for us. So resize it to whatever size you'd like, just grabbing the edges and moving them around. And then we're going to come over here to our right hand side to our data pane and we're going to visualize our very first KPI. I think it makes sense to visualize our sales amount. So we're going to click our sales amount and it's going to come up as a KPI for us and show 1 million. So this is a great start in having a look through our information. However, we might want to see more details than this. So what we can do in that case is we can come to our format, our visual button over here in the visualizations pane. Click through here, come to our call out value, which is going to be the large value that you see here in the middle of the card. Call out value. We've got lots of different formatting options here, but what we're looking for is the display units, which is set to auto. So this is Power BI's intelligence. It's going to take the value and it's going to visualize it in the best way possible. In this case, we just want to select none, and it's going to give us the actual value rather than any shortened or summarized version of that. We're going to leave our decimal places on auto because we don't mind about that. And now we've got our full figure. This number is great. Personally, I find it hard to read the figures when they're not actually separated by commas. Next, we're going to come back to our data pane. We're going to click on sales amount. And at the top, we're going to see our column tools in the top ribbon. So right here, we're going to click comma. This is going to separate our value out in commas. Much easier to read in my opinion. You know straight away it's a million with the 6 trailing numbers after the first comma. We also know that this is actually a currency value. So even though it's a whole number, it is a currency. So here we're going to click the drop down and we're going to select euro. With the commas separating, we can clearly see that the sales are over 1 million and that it's a currency. We don't even need to think about what this is. Next, we're going to look at the title below. You've got 2 different options. So here you can see your fields. This has automatically summed this figure for us. This is going to be the case for this card visual and we don't need to go into detail about the other options here. Obviously you can see that you can have a lot of different metrics or calculations like average, minimum, maximum, count, standard deviation, variance, median, etc. But here we're just going to edit this title at the bottom. It's actually the header value. So we're going to change that to sales. And now we have got our first card KPI in Power BI, and this is just the beginning of building our Power BI dashboard. That's it for today. Being in and watching another video in this series. Please come back for more videos where we're going to go through step by step how you can build your first Power BI dashboard. Thank you for listening today, and I'll talk to you very soon.